for hopping on to reach, roll, and release. We're going to be doing lower body today. We're going to be doing some stretches just without a resistance band or anything, just with our snazzy hands and our body. And we'll also be doing some massage and stuff as well with that massage ball and also with our fingers. But before we get started, we're just going to do a few light warm-ups to get our lower body as well as just our core and our upper body warmed up a little bit. So I'm on the ground. You can do any of these things. Seated, I can show some of those as well, but I'm going to be sitting on the floor today, pretty much doing everything. But we'll just first start with, if you're seated on the ground, standing, we're going to reach up into the air, really expanding that core and that spine, and then we're going to reach forward or reach down to your toes. So we've done these before, just getting that lower body, upper body all stretched, warmed up, that core as well as we lean over. So just going up into the air, really expanding, reach those arms, try to get those shoulders to those ears, look up to the sky, move those fingertips, and then you're going to lean forward. If you're seated, you're going to reach down towards those toes. If you're able to, maybe stretch out those legs a little bit. If you're on the ground like me, you'll reach forward. You could do this standing as well by reaching up in the sky and then reaching down to your toes. You can do it either way. Let's do a few more of these. Do them nice and slow. We're not trying to do a cardio workout. We're just trying to get those muscles and those shoulders, back, core, legs, everything all stretched out. All right, do one more reach to the sky, one more reach to the ground, to your toes. All right. I'm just gonna do a few neck circles today. We use our necks pretty much in everything, so I always like to give them a nice little warm up. So we're going to go clockwise first, just doing some nice, big, slow circles. Try to keep those shoulders away from those ears, kind of pull them down. Sit up nice and straight. Try not to slouch. Really, let's just do about 5 big, slow neck circles. Right now we're going clockwise. Try not to get too dizzy. I just closed my eyes and realized I started to feel dizzy. That was strange. Gonna keep my eyes open this time. All right, I have one more big circle around, and then we're gonna go counterclockwise. Once you get down to the middle and your chin is at your chest, you can do 5 big sort of slow circles counterclockwise now. Really feel that stretch on the side of your neck, back. If you find a spot that's really tight, you can linger there a little bit if you'd like. I lost count. I think I have one big more circle. All right. Now we're just going to do some light jumping jacks. So whether you're seated on the ground like me, however, you're just going to put those arms up, legs out, and we're just going to do some jumping jacks. Just not too fast. We're just trying to get those legs and arms and core, everything warmed up a little bit. I need to take my sweatshirt off. I guess I am getting warmed up. Do about 30 of these. All right, just a few more and we'll be complete. 3, 2, and 1. All right, awesome job. All right, we're gonna do some just trunk rotations, my favorites, and then we'll move into our lower body massage. So we get those arms at the side, slowly rotate. Look back behind you and rotate the other way, rotating that core, looking back behind you. This isn't a shoulder rotation. It's not just your shoulder. My core is moving me at my hips. Those arms should keep at your side. They shouldn't be past your chest at all. They should be glued 90 degrees at your side, like you have a board in front of you. As you're rotating, looking behind you, really tightening that core. You might even feel it a little bit in your hips. As I'm seated with my legs crossed like this, when I rotate, I can feel it in my hip flexors a little bit. Just do a few more of these. All righty. All right, so like I said, we are going to be doing that lower body massage. And for everything that is lower body, if it's painful, if you're not able to, I can share with you some upper body options. But we're going to start down at our feet actually today. I know that we forget that those exist. So if you're able to, you can get down. I'm going to actually take my shoes off, my little toesies here. So if you want, if you can reach down to your feet and your toes, awesome. If not, we can do our hands instead. So pick how you'd like to begin today. We can start with our feet. We can go with our hands. But we're just going to start. I'm going to put my leg kind of up, my foot up on my knee, however you're able to reach, or like I said, you can do your hand. And I am just doing some light massage. So with my thumbs right now, I am just massaging the arch of my foot, kind of the ball of my foot, getting into those toes a little bit. If you have that massager ball, I don't have one with me, you can roll that. You could also put that underneath, pretend this as a ball. You could put that underneath your foot and you could roll on that ball as well. So if that's easier for you, you can put that ball under your foot and roll it out, or use that hand. But if you're using those hands, you can start massaging that palm if you're not able to get to those feet. It looks like pretty much everybody's doing the feet today, if I'm right. Yep, it looks like it. Awesome. So yeah, do the hands if you need to, if you get tired, but we're just I'm gonna be going on massaging my tips of my toes a little bit. Pull them, maybe your toes pop a little bit. Don't hurt them or anything. All right, and then we're gonna do this just for a little while longer, and then we're actually gonna stretch out the top of our feet, kind of the top of where our ankle is. A lot of times we don't really do very much stretching with our ankles and our feet, so we're gonna do that here in a moment after we finish our foot massage, which is very hard for me to end. I love foot rubs. I don't know about you guys, very relaxing. All right, so now what we're gonna do is my foot is just resting on my knee, and I'm just gonna pull my toes down. So this is stretching the whole top of my foot right here. So if you're able to, just pull those toes down a little bit. You don't want it to hurt, but you're just gonna feel a stretch on the top of that foot. You guys feel it there? Oh yeah, you're gonna feel it on the top there. You can release it for a moment, maybe move that ankle around a little bit. Then you're going to do it one more time. Just stretching out the top of that foot. All right, and you can release that. Let's go over and do our opposite foot and leg, or opposite hand, or the same foot, or however. But I'm going to go over to my right foot now and do the same thing. I'm going to start with some nice light massage. Massage those toes, the balls of my feet, my arch especially gets real tired. My heel, maybe even around my Achilles tendon a little bit. You know, there's muscles and that's get tight as well. So just rubbing out everything around those feet. Should have done well, we could have done a virtual like pedicure today, guys. We could have had a tub of nice warm water. I'm sorry, I should have stepped it up and done that. Alrighty, and let's now do the same thing. Let's stretch out the top of that foot. So you're just gonna pull that toe forward, pull it down, I mean, stretch out the top of that ankle, top of that foot. Shouldn't hurt, should be a nice light stretch. Let's release that for a moment. Move your foot around a little bit, and let's do that one more time, stretching down that foot. All right, you can release. And if we want, we can just do some ankle circles here, just loosen everything out. So let's just move our ankles and our feet. We can do clockwise, counterclockwise. We'll just do this for 10 seconds just to loosen everything up. Continue to feel that stretch. Move those toes around. Just wake up everything down there. All right. So we are going to move now and transition up into our calves. So similarly, we're going to start with a massage, and then we're going to do a stretch. So you can, however you're able to, get to that calf muscle and start massaging that calf muscle out. I went on a nice hike yesterday up by Boulder, so my calves are screaming at me today. So again, use that massager ball if you'd like. You can rub and roll and massage that out, or you can do some kneading, or you can use your thumbs and really press in and massage, but it shouldn't hurt. Nice light massage, really just feel that muscle. We're going to massage here for a little bit, and then we're going to do some calf stretches. And if the calves aren't working out for you, you can start working on those forearms. So if you're not feeling it, if it's hurting, if it's too difficult to get down there, whatever, you can do the same things on those forearms. Let's just spend a few more seconds here massaging, rolling that maybe it out with that massager ball. All right, and then now we're going to go to a calf stretch. So if you're seated, you're going to be in a seated position. You're just going to reach down towards your toes, and you're going to, with your ankle, your foot back, and you're going to feel that stretch in your calves. So actually, I can move a chair over here and show you. So from that seated position, you're going to just reach down, feel it, pull those toes back, and you should feel it in the back of those calf muscles. All right, if you are on the ground, there's a couple different options to get that calf stretched. If you're able to, you can always do a good old calf stretch. I used to do these in football all the time. Kind of in a push-up position. Push that heel towards the ground. That's going to stretch out that calf muscle. You can also, seated, you can have a slight bend in your legs, and you can just both hands towards the ball of your foot. When a slight bend, if your leg goes straight, you're going to feel it in your hamstrings more than your calf. But if you do a slight bend and you pull that ankle back, you can really start to feel it in that calf. So I'm going to do it this way. Hold it here for a little bit, and then we will release. We'll go to our other calf. All righty. Let's go give our other calf muscle. I started with my left, so I'm going to go to my right now. Let's start that massage back up. So I'm going with my thumbs, and I'm going all the way from my Achilles tendon, the back of my ankle there, and I'm just massaging my way up and down my calf all the way to the back of my knee. Just massaging it out. If I had one of those massager balls, I'd be rolling it up and down, but forgot that at home today, so fingers will have to work. Don't forget about the front of your calves too. You have all those muscles in the shin, in the front of your calf, your leg. You can always rub that out, massage it out. Do some kneading there. Do this for a few more seconds, and then we will do a stretch again. Alrighty. So whatever way you were doing it, if you were doing it on the ground, but with the bent knee, you can lean over, pull that those toes back towards you. If you're seated, you can bend down, do a stretch that way. I'm going to do it the way kind of in the push-up position, and I'm going to put that heel, try to get that heel down towards the ground. My leg is straight. My weight is in my arms and I'm pushing that heel down to the ground. If you're seated, you're reaching towards those toes, feeling that stretch. Remember to breathe, not hold your breath. Nice deep breaths. A few more seconds here and we will release. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All righty. Awesome. Now we're going to transition our way up. We're going to work on our quad muscles now. So get that massager ball, get those fingers, and start rubbing out the top of your quads. We're not doing the sides yet. We're going to do those in a moment when we do our hip flexors and our IT bands and everything. We're just doing the tops, those big quad muscles on the top. Awesome job. Yep, rolling out those muscles. If you have that massager ball, you can use those thumbs, you can use those fingers, and you can kind of knead up and down like you're kneading bread. If you have a cat nearby, you can set their paws and they can do it for you. I had a cat that every time I sat down, got on my lap and would knead on my legs. I don't know what it was, but he loved to do that. Blankets, he was constantly kneading on stuff. Alrighty, so now we're going to stretch out our quads a little bit. So I can show you the seated version first. All right, so if you're seated, you want to get to the edge of your chair, and you're going to grab that ankle and you're going to pull it up. You're going to feel that stretch all in that quadricep. So if you're able to get to the edge of your seat, you're going to grab that ankle, you're going to pull it up. If you need some assistance, you can use that resistance band, you can use something else. You're going to pull that quad back. If you're on like a couch or something wider, you can sit kind of angled. You can hold on to the chair. Same motion. You're going to pull that leg back. If you are able, you can do it the standing version where your legs are going to be straight. You're going to keep that foot at a 90-degree angle engaged. You're going to pull that leg back. So whichever way you can, you're going to reach to get that quadricep stretched out. Hold it here for a little bit, and then we'll transition over to our other one. Now that I'm thinking about it, I was actually massaging my left one, and I'm stretching my right. I did it opposite. Let me switch here. We'll hold it here for a little bit longer. All right, we'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Awesome. All right, well, we can now switch over to the other one. So if you were doing your left, you can now do your right. So we'll just continue to massage the top, get that quad all massaged out. Get a massage around that knee. There's tons of ligaments and muscles around that knee. I had knee surgery a little over 10 years ago on my right knee, so whenever I massage, I try to massage around. They did the surgery, I can feel the scar tissue in there still. Really try to massage that. Should feel nice and relaxed. Shouldn't be hurting at all. So if you're finding points that you're pushing a little too hard, that massage ball really hurts, try to go a little softer or do a different method. Massage and stretching should never be painful. You can save that for when you do your hard workouts. And even that shouldn't be true pain. Alrighty, so we can switch now and our transition, and we can do that stretch. So however you did it before. If you did it seated and you pulled that ankle back, if you stood, you could even do it on the ground if you lay and kind of pull your leg back. But let's stretch out that quad. Pull that leg up. We'll hold this here for about 30 seconds or so, a little less. Get a nice good stretch. I'm not going to hold this one for as long because I already stretched this one out. So maybe I'll give my left leg another chance since I forgot about it last time. Keep holding that stretch a little bit longer. Alrighty, you can release those quads. Alrighty, so now we're going to go to the backs of our legs, and we are going to do those hamstrings and the back underneath. So you can move to the forward on your chair if you want to get underneath it. You can lift your leg up to massage on the back, however you're able to get behind that leg. If you're seated on the ground, you can just bend your knee up, but we're just massaging that hamstring on the back of that leg, or massaging or rolling it out with that rolling massage ball. So you can do some kneading on the back of it. That's what I'm starting out with. But finding that hamstring and massaging it. I'm going all the way again behind that knee and massaging all the way up to the base of my glute muscles. So we'll rub it out. You can use your palms if you need. You can use your fingers. You can, it's kind of hard to get your thumbs under there. You're going to use mostly your fingers. Or like I said, if you have that massager ball, that is your friend. If you find those points, again, that are real tight, you can just push, kind of try to loosen it up, or you can use that massage ball and really just hold it there until that muscle really releases. All right, so now we're going to do a hamstring stretch. If you're seated, you can put that leg straight in front of you. You want that leg straight, knee locked, and you're going to reach forward with that right hand. Try to touch those right toes. If you're on the ground, you can put that right leg out, left leg slight bend, and lean forward. Try to reach those toes. But now we're trying to get that stretch. Back of that thigh. Really try to reach and try to hold it. If you can't reach super far, that's okay. Just try to hold it. Take some deep breaths and see each time you do a deep breath if you can go a little bit farther. Keep reaching. A few more seconds here. Breathe, trying to hold your breath. I know I find myself holding my breath as I do these. All right, try to go a little bit farther for here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Awesome. All right, let's now go and do that other hamstring. So I started with my right, so now I'm going to go over and do my left. Just massage it out. After this hamstring one, we'll take a little water break. I just realized I'm a little thirsty and we haven't really taken many of those. We definitely want to make sure that our muscles and everything are nice and hydrated as we do this. Always important. I know I always say it, but I'll say it again, to drink lots of water after you do a massage or an intentional kind of recovery stretch time. Super helps those muscles recover from day-to-day movement or from specific exercise you have done, such as cycling, rock climbing, hiking, whatever it is. Alrighty, let's go in and stretch that one out. I'm going to be seated. I'm going to pull that left or that right foot in and lean. If you're seated, you're going to put that leg straight. You're going to reach down and try to stretch out that leg. So reach, reach, reach. My left leg is very tight. I was able to touch my right toes. Can't even barely touch my left ones. My goal by the end is that I can touch them. Oh, I can barely touch my big toe. Oh, there we go. Try to make sure that leg stays straight. Don't let that knee super pop up. We want to try to really get that hamstring nice and stretched. If not able to, you can always put that hand on the shin as you're stretching over if you're not able to reach down to those toes. All right, just gonna hold it here. Let's try to do one more stretch. Really stretch, stretch, stretch here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Awesome job getting that hamstring. Let's everybody have some water nearby. Let's take a moment here. Take some deep breaths. Get a nice big sip of water. Let that body catch up. Those legs take a break. How's everybody feeling? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs kind of sideways. All right, lots of thumbs up. That's what I like to see. Alrighty, so we've done our feet, our ankles, our calves, even a little bit of our shins. We've done around our knees. We've done our quads. We've done our hamstrings. So now we're going to get up into our hip flexors and our glutes. So we're going to start with our glutes, and then we're going to go to our hip flexors, and then we'll be done. We'll take some deep breaths, and our time together will be done. So for your glutes, if you have that massager ball, you can put it underneath your seat. You can kind of roll it around. Might feel a little silly, but you can use those fingers and digits to do some massage. Try not to giggle. I always find that when I do that, it makes me laugh a little bit. But if you're able to, we're just going to do some massage or use that foam roller and just get it on those glutes. You're really going to realize there's a ton of muscles all in your glute area. If you start using your fingers and massaging around, you're going to probably end up finding some of those trigger points. Feel free to kind of push on them, massage around them a little bit, but we're just rolling it out, giving it a nice little tush massage. All right. So yeah, we're just going to keep massaging those out here. Do this for a few more seconds, and then we're going to go into our stretch. It's no problem. Alrighty, so now we're going to go into our stretch. So if you are seated in a chair, you're going to get that ankle up on that knee, and we've done this one before, and you're going to put your hands and push that knee down. You're going to feel it all in those glutes. If you want to lean forward a little bit, you'll really start to feel that stretch all in that glute muscle. So ankle on the knee, pushing down with that right hand on that knee and lean a slight forward. You're going to feel it deep within your glutes. If you're on the ground, you do a similar stretch. You're going to put that ankle again over that knee. You're going to lean back and you're going to pull that opposite leg to you. So you're going to reach through, pull back. So if you're seated, you can do it seated, leaning forward, or if you're on the ground like me, you're going to just pull that leg back. You're going to feel it all in that glute area. Take some nice deep breaths. Just feel that nice stretch in there. All right, we'll hold this for a few more seconds. Even though I could sit here for a while, I love doing glute stretches like this. It feels so nice. All righty, and we can release. And now let's go over and let's get our left one now. So same thing, you can massage. You can use that rolling ball. Just gonna do our left one here. And then we will do that stretch as well. Guys are looking great. Rubbing it out, getting that glute all nice and relaxed and released. Having tight glute muscles can cause a lot of pain, even in like the back and the legs and the hips. There's lots of really large muscles that all kind of connect in there. When you think about it, it's kind of like the core of our body where we do bending, seated, squats, steps. So getting that nice massage is really helpful for it. Woo! Found a ticklish spot, told you. All right. Massage here for a little bit longer. And we'll do that nice stretch. All right, let's get that left ankle now on that right knee. You're seated, you're going to push down on it, do a lean forward. If you're on the ground, like I am, we're gonna bend that right leg. Gonna lean back, pull that right leg to us with that left ankle right by that knee there. And let's stretch out. Let's stretch out that left glute. Feel that nice stretch in there. Take some deep breaths, go to your happy place. If you're seated, make sure you're leaning forward a little bit. You're gonna feel much deeper stretch if as that left ankle's on that right knee and as you're pushing down a little bit on that left knee, you're gonna wanna lean forward a little bit and you're gonna feel it a lot deeper in there. A few more seconds here, even though I never wanted to end. And then we'll go into those hip flexors and then we will be done. We'll take a few deep breaths together and then go on with our afternoons. All right. We can release even though I don't want to. Okay. So now we're just going to end with doing those hip flexors. So those are going to be the sides of our hips. So you're going to want to think, maybe where you find like your hips, just a little bit below that, all in the sides here. So this is going to be, we're actually going to start at the top of our hip and we're going to just massage our way down the side of our leg all the way to about where our knee is. And this is getting our hip flexors as well as our IT band, which is intralateral. I forget what IT stands for. It's a big tendon that runs along the side of our leg. So start on that upper high hip on the side. You're going to feel some massage, push in there, feel it. And you're just going to work your way down your leg. If you have that massager ball, you can use that massager ball down as well. And you're going to go down the side of that leg all the way till you get to the side of that knee. That's where your IT band connects. And you should feel it. Your IT band, at least mine, is pretty tender. So I'm able to kind of trace it up and down. If you're not able to, just try to stay all along the side of that leg there. And you're going to definitely massage it a little bit, but we want to go all the way up from that hip flexor all the way down to that IT band. All right. And then for this one, to do the stretch, if you are laying on the ground, you're just going to bend that knee. And with I'm bending my right leg with my left hand, I'm going to pull it back and I'm going to pull it over. So my leg is bent. I'm going to pull it to myself and I'm going to pull it over to the left. I'm going to feel that stretch all in that hip flexor and even up a little bit. If you are seated, you're going to do a very similar motion. So if you are seated, you're going to want to bend that leg and you're going to move it over. So you're going to try to get that leg, and if you're able to, you're just going to pull it over to the left and you should feel it deep within. So my leg is just manually here. My leg is pretty relaxed, holding that in the leg, and then I'm just slight bend over. It's not very dramatic, just slight move over to feel it. If you want, you can move it up a little bit, down, kind of move it around. You'll start to feel a different stretch all in that hip flexor. So I'm going to get back on the ground here. We're going to feel that nice stretch in that hip flexor. So I'm going to move. Let's hold this here for a little bit. Like I said, if you move that leg around a little bit, you're going to start finding some tighter spots. So I like to kind of keep it the same distance pulled towards me, but just move it forward, backwards, kind of, you're going to feel a much different stretch in there. Alrighty, hold this here a few more seconds and then we'll release and we'll go to the other one and then we'll be done. All right, you guys can let go. And let's start massaging that opposite side now. Just gonna be massaging our way down the side of that left leg now, finding that IT band and going up into those hip flexors. So I'll stand on the outside of that leg using that massager ball if you're able to, or you can use both hands, single hand, just working our way down the side of that leg. Try to keep that leg relaxed. That leg should just kind of be moving around as you move it. You want your muscles, especially up in those hip flexors and the side of the leg, to be nice and relaxed. See if you can go up and down one more time, and then we're going to do a stretch for this one. Everybody's looking so relaxed. I feel very relaxed. All right, perfect. All right, so now let's do that same stretch. So if you're seated, you're going to pull that knee up and you're going to move it across that body. If you're on the ground like me, you're going to pull that leg back, keep your other leg straight, take that leg over. Just start to feel that stretch in that hip flexor. Take some nice deep breath. Move that knee, like I said, towards you, farther away from you. You're going to feel a much different stretch in there if you start to move it around a little bit. And if you really find a spot, like I just found a spot that's real tight, I'm just going to hold it here for a little bit and let my body just release that muscle and all that tension that's in there. All right, a few more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. All righty, awesome job, everybody. Let's just sit up straight wherever you are. We're going to take a couple nice, deep cleansing breaths as we're done. I would like to put my hands on my tummy so I can feel my diaphragm fill with air and release it. So we're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to hold it for a few seconds and we're going to release. All right, so let's take a deep breath in. Hold it for a few seconds and release. We're breathing in through that nose, out through that mouth. All right, let's take a deep breath in. Hold it and release. Your hand should be moving as you breathe. Fill that diaphragm up. All right, last one. Big deep breath. Hold it and big cleansing exhale. All righty. Great job, everybody. You guys look great. Hopefully that lower body feels nice and relaxed, and